Do you know who this is?
I came to help restore your pluck, 'cause I'm the nurse who likes to...
Let's find out. The unsung heroes of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Before we get into this, side note about Matthew Broderick. I saw him in a play here in London. It was called The Starry Messenger, starring Matthew Broderick and Elizabeth McGovern. This woman from Downton Abbey, they were so stiff and awkward and uninterested. It was a stinker. Back to what we're supposed to be talking about. We're supposed to be talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Everybody likes Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? I don't think anybody doesn't like it. I don't think it's anybody's favorite movie, but it was watchable. What year? 1986. Also Chicago. Also John Hughes. Yeah, also John Hughes. So we're not going to talk about Ben Stiller, who's famous from this, with this line, right?
Bueller.
We're not going to talk about Charlie Sheen, but do you know his character in this is named Garth Volbeck? Garth Volbeck. We're not going to talk about Jennifer Grey, because she already becomes famous for being baby in a corner. So let's talk about this guy.
Hey, how you doing? You speak English?
What country do you think this is?
He's great. Richard Edson plays this part perfectly creepy. Do you know the band Sonic Youth? This guy, Richard, was their original drummer. I don't know that band. Are they any good? Yuck. Not for me. All right. Moving on. So that's Richard Edson. He's been in about 35 movies, including Desperately Seeking Susan, Howard the Duck. Good for him. I actually read that book. I wasn't allowed to see it when I was a kid, so I read the novel based on the book. Who was the girl in Howard the Duck? Howard the Duck. Oh, Leah Thompson. We like her. So he was in Howard the Duck. What else were you in? Richard? Dick? Good Morning Vietnam? And Do the Right Thing. He also starred in the 1993 Super Mario Brothers. Oh. And this guy writing with him, his name is Larry Flash Jenkins. I've always wanted to have a name like that. You have this in the middle of it. He's never been in any other big movies. And then he was also part of the worship group, a worship group in West Angels Church of God in Los Angeles.
About you, I make it to the city. Don't worry about it.
Cool, buddy. So this scene, this waiter scene, is the reason why I wanted to do Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'd always remembered this waiter guy, and I remember him being funny. Now that I've seen this clip, it's not really funny. It looks like it's trying to be funny. There's a difference.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
This actor's name is Jonathan Schmuck, S-C-H-M-O-C-K. He was in Arrested Development. He's been in Star Trek Enterprise, The Golden Girls, a whole bunch of stuff. But I love this scene. It sounds like one of those things that you'd quote this line, but it just never got quoted.
I meant I'm Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
You're Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago?
That's right.
Do you remember this girl from the pizza place? I didn't remember this either, but it's kind of funny the way it plays out, this scene.
Je sont fait. Translation. The game is up. Your ass is mine.
Her name is Deborah Montague, and she's not been in much else. She was in a movie called Wolfridge. And this actor, this is fun. This is why I like to do this unsung. This guy's name is Del Close, who plays the English teacher. Let's watch this clip.
In what way does the author's use of the prison symbolize...
He's funny. Look at all the stuff on the blackboard. Isn't that stuff great? But this guy's a major contributor to the Chicago improv scene, Second City, and all of that. All those people, Will Ferrell, Chris Farley, Tina Fey, all those improv people came from in Chicago. And I think we already know that John Hughes likes to do stuff set in Chicago and use these Chicago people. This guy's a big deal. He created one of the original like improv games that actors do, a long form improv game. And if you mention Del Close to any of these improv people, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. But this is him. Didn't do a lot of movies. He was also in The Untouchables. He originally got fired from Second City in 1965 because of heroin, which also seems to be common with these people that are in improv, like drugs. He returned to Second City in 1973 as resident director and taught and directed John Belushi, Bill Murray, John Candy, Shelley Long. Amazing. Before he died, he asked that his skull be given to the Goodman Theater so he could play Yorick in the company's next Hamlet. Congratulations, Dale. I like improv. The school nurse, this person, who tells Ferris's girlfriend, Salone, we'll figure it out in a minute, that her grandmother died. This person, her name is Virginia Capers, and she's a singer.
21 hours to call. Yeah. 21 hours, how the time just flies.
She studied voice at Juilliard. She also played Billie Holiday's mom in Lady Sings the Blues with Diana Ross, a movie I've never seen that I've always wanted to see because I like Diana Ross. She's a good Christian woman. This woman in this little tiny role here also won a Tony Award for playing the lead in Raisin, which is the musical adaptation of Raisin in the Sun. She's something. I think this makes it all interesting. If you ever watch Ferris Bueller or any of these movies we've spoken about, if you ever watch them again, and now you have some sort of context for all of these other little side characters that are in it, it's like walking through London and not just recognizing Buckingham Palace or the London Eye, but also knowing about all the other little buildings that make up the surrounding area. It makes the walk more interesting. She had guest star roles in The Waltons, Dynasty, Highway to Heaven, Murder, She Wrote, Saint Elsewhere, Knots Landing, Party of Five, ER, Mork and Mindy, 227, Golden Girls, Married with Children, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and she's in the movie Howard the Duck. Great. This is why I want to create this channel, for the fabulous Virginia Capers. All right, let's talk about, man, she's actually a star in this movie. Mia Sara as a girlfriend. Molly Ringwald originally wanted to play this role. John Hughes said no, because the role is too small. So this girl got it. And I don't even recognize her from anything else. So she's solid in this. So I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to find some information if I can, because she's kind of unsung. What else was she in? Legend with Tom Cruise. So maybe if you're a girl, you probably have already recognized her. I don't think boys watch that movie. Though I'm not afraid of watching it. I'll watch it again because I'm kind of a girl. Legend was actually her first movie. Ferris Bueller was her second movie ever. Wow. And then she was in a movie called Time Cop. Has anybody seen it? Let me know if it's any good. I love time loop movies, are my favorite type of movies. So even if the movie's not good, I like that genre. And then she was in a movie called Time Cop. This is a fun bit of trivia. She was married to Sean Connery's son. Then in 1997, they got divorced, and then she married Jim Henson's son. We're not going to delve into Jeffrey Jones in this show. I'm not going to celebrate him as unsung because he's a creep, and he got convicted for some very creepy things. So, moving on. And we already did Eddie McClurg, whom you know I love, because of looks like this in Planes and Trains.
Yeah, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Gobble, gobble. Oh, bye-bye.
If you want to see more of her, watch my Planes, Trains, and Automobiles episode. Ferris Bueller's father, speaking of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Ferris Bueller's father is this guy from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
You'll never make the city.
And here he is in Ferris Bueller. He was also in Independence Day, Not Another Teen Movie, and Beverly Hills Cop. Are you wondering who I'm talking to? And then the woman who plays his wife, who plays Ferris Bueller's mother in this, they met during the filming of this, and they got married. And they had 2 kids. We'll talk about her in a minute. Lyman Ward, this guy, the dad, he was also in the very first episode of Laverne and Shirley. Isn't that one of the best TV songs? We're not coming up here. I'm sorry, little doggy. I'm doing my podcast. Go see Greg. He was also in an episode of One Day at a Time, which also has a very good theme song. All right, so the woman he married is Ferris's mother, Cindy Pickett. Guiding Light? Do you watch that? I didn't. Saint Elsewhere? Didn't watch it. She was in both those like gritty late night dramas that our parents all watched. And then her and her husband, they played the parents of the lead character in Sleepwalkers, and then they got divorced. I've never seen Sleepwalkers. I've read everything by Stephen King, but I don't know that one. Sleepwalkers, please tell me what that's from. I can look it up later. But if you know, it's easier for you to just tell me and I can read it in the comments. She also has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of credits. She was in an ABC after-school special. Remember those? Hers was called A Question About Sex. I'm super jealous, Cindy. I want to be in an after-school special. But that title, A Question About Sex, might mean something totally different now. A question about sex. But back then we knew what it was. It was teenage kids wondering about sex. Most words meant what they thought they meant, what you thought they meant. This one, Question About Sex, starred Tracy Gold from Growing Pains. Guess how old Tracy Gold is now? 54. In this one, she's got a little bit of that Hollywood scrunchy face. Here's I found the trailer.
How do you know you're ready?
I always thought that you would go first.
How do you know he's the one?
If you really love me, you'd want to.
How do you get all the facts?
Why are you asking me this?
What's the answer?
You can't get pregnant the first time, can you?
Tracy Gold in the ABC After School Special, A Question About Sex, next.
What is it about that question?
That's good. Okay. Kristy Swanson.
My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid is going with the girl who saw Ferris pass out at 31 Flavors last night. I guess it's pretty serious.
Thank you, Simone.
No problem whatsoever.
Thank you, Simone. I didn't know that was a thing that people remembered. So thank you, Christy. It's good delivery, right? I like it. Her bio, let's see. She's unsung. She shouldn't be unsung. You might recognize her from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's who that is. And then she was in, she played the oldest daughter in Flowers in the Attic, the creepy show about those kids that get locked in an attic after their mom dies or after their dad dies. And they go to their old grandmother's house and they live in the attic. And then the oldest boy and girl have an affair. I read those as a kid. Weird. I liked them because the front cover, it had like an opening in it. And you open it and you can see the picture in the inside. Somehow that novelty attracted me. I like novelty anyway. What else have you been in, my dear Christy? She was in Mannequin 2, and she was in Dude, Where's My Car? And she had a little tiny role in Pretty in Pink. She's the girl at the very end Ducky ends up with. And the story goes, Ducky was originally with another girl, but John Hughes brought her in because Ducky needed to be with a better girl at the end. I don't know who the other girl was, poor other girl, but they wanted him to be with a hotter girl at the end. Why? That character's kind of gay. Really, if that movie would have been done now, that character would have been gay, right? It's a gay best friend role. But then you don't have the love interest thing, so maybe not. You know what? It would have been a girl. That role, Ducky would have probably been a girl, a lesbian girl. That's what they would have done. Let's not do this let's not ruin stuff. We're moving on. Ducky was a boy. Ducky, of course, 2.5 Men guy. And that brings us back around to this. Garth. She won Skating with the Celebrities in 2006. I couldn't find a clip of her. But professional skater that she was paired with, Lloyd Esley, they got married. And they had babies. And they lived happily ever after. Great. Okay. I'm going to get a little artsy on you. This is Max Perlich, and I love this delivery.
Here.
Anderson. Anderson.
Here.
Bueller.
I love this delivery. Let's watch it again.
Here.
Anderson. Anderson.
Here.
Bueller.
He gets one syllable, and it's great. You get a sense of who he is. It fits in the comedic beat and the way it's edited. And you also get this feeling, the way that nobody else is responding to him, that that's who this guy is. In one syllable. Dude, Max, fan right away, man. It's honest, it's funny, it's relatable, it's great. One more time, let's watch him.
Here.
Anderson. Anderson.
Here.
Bueller.
So Max, what else have you done? In 1991, Perlich won the Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Male for his performance in the hit indie film Drugstore Cowboy. Have not seen it, starring Matt Dillon and Heather Graham. Should I watch it? Who's seen it? What do you think? Other credits: Can't Buy Me Love, Cliffhanger, Beautiful Girls. Do you have a big part? What do you play in Beautiful Girls, dude? He's Kev. He's Kev with the little hat.
This.
What is it? You see?
It's a diamond.
Fucking thing's brown.
It's champagne. It's the newest thing.
What are you talking about?
It's a trend.
Frank, 2 beers.
It's selling culture. It's a trend in diamonds. Champagne. It's a nice stone, Paul.
Do you know Beautiful Girls? You gotta watch Beautiful Girls. How about this monologue?
The promise of a better day. The promise of a greater hope. Promise of a new tomorrow. This particular ore can be found in the gait of a beautiful girl, in her smile and in her soul, in the way she makes every rotten little thing about life seem like it's gonna be okay. The supermodels, Willie, that's all they are, bottled promise. Scenes from a brand new day, hope dancing in stiletto heels.
And then there's also a Rosie O'Donnell line that I love where she mentions about girls with big boobs got big butts. Girls with little boobs got little butts. God's fair. I've always loved that line. It's stuck with me. It's well written. That movie, Beautiful Girls, also with Matt Dillon. All right, Max, because I'm a fan. What else we got? TV includes Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all connected. My Name is Earl, Terminator, the TV show, and Burn Notice. And in the Bust a Move music video, very strange. And in 2008, he played Jimmy the Snitch in Ninja Cheerleaders. Man, you're so great. I wish you were in more bigger things, but acting life is hard. I can't book anything. Can we find you in the Bust a Move music video? Let us try. I'm a total big fan, dude. He's got lots of IMDb. He's a solid working actor. Well, so this.
I heard that you were feeling ill. Headache, fever, and a chill.
That we started with. Isn't that is fantastic boy humor of the 80s. That voice, it's perfect. And the too much, it's so great. And this is Stephanie Blake, also known as Simone. And she's a burlesque performer. And she won, where is it? Miss Exotic World in 1997 and 1998. She's great. And the flower delivery guy next to her, recognize him? That's Louis Anderson. I'm not going to go on and on about Louis Anderson because Louis Anderson had a great career as a stand-up comedian who was in lots of stuff. Did he die? Damn it. Whenever you see a Wikipedia and you open it up and it starts with was, Wikipedia is like on it. Was instead of is. 2022. That's why I didn't know. His first movie was in Cloak and Dagger. Do you remember this movie? It's one of those boyhood movies too. I don't really remember what it was about, except for Elliot from E.T. was in it. The kid from E.T. And he was some sort of crime caper. He had to investigate, and another one of those, I'm just a normal kid living in suburbia and I get to live an extraordinary life for a moment. That was so relatable to all of us little white boys in suburbia, kind of. The girl with the glasses on the bus, this girl, and she got a great face. I think John Hughes is really good at casting these characters like this. Her name is Polly Noonan, and she's a stage actress, mostly in Chicago, and was also in High Fidelity and Lucas, starring Corey Haim, and also in that movie, Charlie Sheen. Is Corey Haim still alive? Oh, he's a was. Corey Feldman, though, is still going strong. Do you want to know, if you want to have a bizarre afternoon, look up Corey Feldman Band or Corey Feldman Singing, and you'll go down that bizarre rabbit hole for an hour or two. I met him, I was like 14 years old, 1983, 84, 85. His father owned a acting school for kids, like preteens, and I took a class. And then Corey came and gave like an inspirational speech and met us all and shook our hands. There was only like 12 of us, so he hung out with us for the day. I remember even then how bizarre I thought he was, because he had on all white clothing, and then he had a rainbow on his t-shirt, and he had one glove like Michael Jackson. I'm thinking, oh, this is a strange boy. And then he had pancake makeup on just in the normal day. And this is right before all of his movies come out. This is right before Stand By Me. This is before Goonies. Because I remember not thinking of him as a star, but they showed us the commercial he was in first, because that's where he got his start, from this commercial years ago.
McDonald's gift certificates. Each is worth 50 cents at McDonald's, and a book of 10 costs only $5.
And then his dad was his manager, which never seems to end up well. Poor Corey. He's a weirdo. All right, moving on.
What's the score? Nothing. Who's winning? The Bears.
Isn't that a good little comedy line? Just a simple little comedy line, and very Chicago. And the man who gets to deliver this line, his name is Johnny D. Vieira. Johnny D. Johnny D, what a great name. Johnny D, what else you been in? By the way, he is an is in Wikipedia. Great. He was a child actor. He was this is him, the best friend in Lassie. He played Porky. Can you figure out in this picture which one is Porky? Back in the good old days. And his aunt is this. That's Ruby Keller, famous. And Porky's brother is this guy, Ken Weatherwax, who played Pugsley. It's Porky and Pugsley. How great. Yay, cool. A simple little role, and you wouldn't have known that. Lassie. And this is the end of our unsung actors from Ferris Bueller. What fun. Please like and subscribe. I don't have very many watchers, but if you make a comment, that helps me. I like doing this. It's fun. It'd be nice if I had more viewers. We'll see. Are there any shows you think I should delve into? Because it's just us watching these. Me and you, basically. Our little community. Is there anything you'd like me to look into? Some unsung actors? A movie that had a lot of little side characters that would be fun to figure out who they are and if they've done anything else? The only one I can really think of right now that I might want to look into is Vacation, the original one. Even though it was a little before my time, Christmas Vacation is more my time, but of course I've seen the first Vacation. But are there any characters in this that are unsung? It's been on my mind lately because I'm a huge fan of Beverly D'Angelo. I like her because she was also in the musical Hair. Let's do that one. Let's do Vacation, unless you give me another idea to do. But until then, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, little doggy.
Let me explain something to you, okay? Girls with big tits have big asses. Girls with little tits have little asses. That's the way it goes. God doesn't fuck around. He's a fair guy. He gave the fatties big, beautiful tits. And the skinnies, little, tiny nibblers. It's not my rule. You don't like it, call him.